Hi guys, I'm Liza Marie Mendoza from BE3 to CPT, and for today's video, we will tackle about the development of agriculture into business. So pag-aaralan natin ngayon or i-discuss natin paano nga ba ang agrikultura ay naging business ng mga mamamayan ngayon. At ano nga ba agrikultura noon at agrikultura ngayon. So yun. First, the development of agriculture. So way back 12,000 years ago, the agriculture was begun, and it caused such a shift in society and the way people live. So the development has been dubbed by the Neolithic Revolution. And by Neolithic era, traditional hunter-gatherer lifestyles which humans had followed since their evolution and were abandoned in favor of permanent settlements and a reliable food supply. Cities and civilizations grew out of agriculture, and because crops and animals could now be farmed to meet the demand, the global population skyrocketed from about 5 million people from 10 years ago to more than 7 million today. Billion today. So, and then in that era, there was no singular combination of factors that drove people to start farming in various parts of the world. Climate change at the end of the last ice age, for example, is thought to have brought seasonal conditions that favored annual plants like wild cereals in the Near East. Increased pressure on natural food resources elsewhere, such in East Asia, may have forced people to seek homegrown solutions. Whatever the reasons for its autonomous origins, farming sowed the seeds of the modern era. And about 11,500 years ago, people gradually learned how to grow cereal and root crops and settled down to a life based on farming. And when people began growing crops, they also began herding and breeding animals. So, dati nagtatanim sila para sa sarili nila, para may pang-ulam sila, or kumbaga home-based lang. And then, natuto na silang mag-breed ng mga animals. Dito na pumasok ang domestication. So, it is adapting wild plants and animals for people to use. And did you know that the first domesticated plant was probably a corn and rice? And Chinese farmers were cultivating rice as early as 7500 BCE. And the first domesticated animals were dogs, which were used for hunting. Sheep and goats were domesticated next. Generally, farmers used domesticated animals such as oxen for plowing, pulling, and transportation. So before, ginagamit ng mga farmers ang oxen para ma-plow ng ayos yung lupa para sa pagtatanim ng cereal or any crops. And then, agriculture provides most of the world's food and fabrics. In agriculture, it includes all the preparation of plant and animal products for people to use and to distribute in markets. So, edi nakakapag-purchase na sila ng medyo maraming crops kaya na isosold na sila sa market. Pero hindi pa ganun karami kasi wala pa silang technology or tractors na ginagamit. So, parang mano-mano pa lang ganun. And it also enabled people to produce surplus food, and they could use this extra food when crops failed or trade it for other goods. Agriculture enabled the establishment of permanent communities by keeping once nomadic people close to their land. Through, through the trade, this became united. And in some regions, new economies were so successful that cities and civilizations emerged. So, nung nag-emerge or nagsama yung civilization at city, naging successful yung economies nila. And then, time passes by, the technologies improve. So, nasa mga new generation na tayo. But agriculture did not advance very quickly for 10,000 of years ago. The fire was one of the oldest agricultural implements. So, dahil nag-improve na ng konti yung henerasyon noon, farmers cultivated small plots by hand using axes to cut down trees and digging sticks to break and till the soil. Time passes by, the farming tools improved to stone, bone, bronze, and iron were developed. And they also began making clay pot for carrying any foods. So, as the Romans expanded their empire, they adopted the best agricultural practices of the peoples they conquered. And then, they wrote manuals about farming techniques, methods that they have observed in Asia and Africa. And then, Islamic Golden Age farmers learned crop rotation too. So, from Asia, they carried home coffee, tea, and etc. In the 15th and 16th centuries, the explorers introduced new varieties of plants and agricultural products into Europe. And then they discovered new plant species from the Americans. They took plants such as potatoes, tomatoes, corn, etc. and this became staples and for people's diet. So, nag-improve na yung technology natin. Nagkaroon na tayo ng iba't ibang tractors na ginagamit sa ating mga agricultural business. So, andyan tong iba't ibang tractors. At dahil may mga tractors na nga tayo, mas napapadami na yung produce natin. Mas dumadami na yung napoproduce at the same time, maganda yung quality na napoproduce natin. And then, dahil nga madami na yung produce natin and good quality pa, nasisale natin siya sa market. At hindi lang crops yung nasisale natin sa market, pati na rin yung mga meats, mga chicken, mga ganun. And then, um, syempre may new technology na tayo. Kumbaga, may nai-improvise pa tayong ibang um, products. Ganun. So, ayan. And then, pwede rin tayong tanim sa bakuran or backyard lang, ganun. Ayan. And, yun lang po. Thank you.